Ohio High School Athletic Association. Your officials tonight, whom we may occasionally disagree with, but we will always show respect for. Referee is Mr. John Schuler. The umpire is Mr. Robert Grants. The head linesman is Mr. Jonathan Dana. The line judge is Mr. Brian Croft. Match judge is Mr. Jason Barr.
Good evening and welcome, Bengal Nation, to another contest here at the home of the Benedictine Bengals as you watch them run out of the halls to come onto the field. They're ready to go tonight, but not without a key missing piece again for the second week in a row. Kareem Jennings won't be out here on the field tonight. It's a tough loss in the fourth quarter down in Boardman. Aiden Kinney is here with me. My name is John Good, class of 80. Aiden, tough loss last week, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Had the lead going to the fourth quarter, just couldn't hold on, and that's kind of been the story of the Bengals season so far. They are able to get a nice lead. We saw it in the Buckville game a couple weeks ago when they had a 12-point lead, but they blew it. And just the youth on the team, the inexperience is definitely what's gone to them, and they definitely get pressured. And once they start making one mistakes, you just see the mistakes starting to roll in, and that's kind of been the story for the Bengals offense this year.
Well, I tell you what, I was down there doing the pre-game warm-up, and the attitude is great. The team, the coaching staff, they know they're without a key piece, and Kareem Jennings, and we're wishing him a speedy recovery, full recovery. The attitude, they know they can win this football game. They think they got the talent level to play with the Brecksville Bees. It's a tightly contested series between the Bees and the Benedictine Bengals at 3-3. What do you think they're going to have to do here tonight in order to make a statement?
Well, I think on the offensive side of the ball, I think Lucas Kaltenbach needs to find a rhythm real quick off the gate, and he needs to start completing short passes. And Coach Preves needs to start drawing up some slant plays. Just get him a couple completions, get them into that rhythm, and then hopefully he'll start finding guys further down the field and get the Brecksville defense off task. But and then the defense, they've been stellar this year, and they just need to keep being that way. They need to hold up and keep Brecksville out of the end zone and definitely prevent the long plays. Keep everything in front of you, and they'll win this game easily.
Well, one of the key guys is Chris Maloney. He's got to get off to a good start at running back. That will help Kaltenbach to get that passing game going, you think, and be effective, hit the open man, and just keep it simple. Move the ball down the field, get first downs, and try to eat the clock up and get a W, get out of here tonight.
Definitely. Chris Maloney, the sophomore, has definitely come out this season and been a star at the running back position. He's going to develop to be one of those great running backs in high school football in the next coming years here. So it's great to see him, just a young man here coming out there and giving his all every night.
The Benedictine Bengals, winless on the season. We got a chance to get on the board here tonight with a W as the ball goes out of the end zone, and Kaltenbach will bring the offense onto the field and get this ball game going. Hopefully we can get off to a good start. Everyone else is healthy. spoke to the coach on the field before the game, and he likes where the team is health-wise. Other than Kareem, they've had to change a couple of things, which is definitely understandable. But the bottom line is the Bengals got to gut one out tonight and pull out a W.
Definitely. They need this win to bring up their spirits, and hopefully they can make a push to the postseason.
Kaltenbach in the pistol. He gets the ball, turns, gives the running back. He got a big hole. Maloney right through there, squirts and picks up about 15. So great way to start the ball game. Keeping it on the ground. The big guys in the middle that makes this engine go.
Yep, the seniors Anthony Eliano and Patrick Morris opened a hole for Chris Maloney, and he exploited the Brecksville defense right there.
They did an excellent job, too. Maloney again in the middle, creeps through, squirts through, gets up 9. Another good job right there in the middle with the guard and the two center and the 2 guards.
I like the first 2 plays. Just keep it on the ground here, get a little bit of a roll, and Chris Maloney's looking good. 10 yards on the first play of the game, and then now he just got 9 for a short second down.
Kaltenbach on the center, turns, gives, and it looks like Reed, who is back, and it's good to see him on the field because he picks up the first down, and he's effective on that first carry for the ball game for him.
Yeah, the junior, Luke Reed there, he's coming out to be definitely a good running back. Yes, he has dealt with some injuries this year. Good to see him back on the field for the Bengals.
It sure is. We need all the weapons we can get. Kaltenbach turns, gives the Reed in the middle, hard run. Put his head down and bowled right over number 15 for Brecksville as he tried to beat a hammer, but ended up being the nail. That would be Struck Connor. So Struck on that tackle, but not before he's able to pick up 9. Maloney back at the ball carrier, and he picks up the first down as he twisted right there in the middle by number 54, Cameron Gomez.
The Bengals are already pushing into the Bees side of the field here. I see no reason to pass it right now as they're just getting so many yards on the ground.
Yeah, it's a good way to, like I said, make a statement. That's the first stop of the game for the Bees as they gang tackle Maloney, and looks like they're going to give him a forward momentum, but it's still behind the chains, folks. It's second down and 11. First time the Bengals have been behind the chains tonight. It's a beautiful night, around 60 degrees. It's windy, but it's a beautiful night, and it's an excellent night for high school football. Kaltenbach turns, looks, got it, and knocked it right out of his hands as he had both hands on it, but a good job there by number 8, Corey Sparakis. Came up and knocked the ball out of the hands of the fine young receiver for the Bengals, J.J. Baldwin.
Yeah, he had it in his hands there. He just got to pull that one in. But again, a great play there by the Brecksville defender, number 8, Corey Sparakis, the senior.
Kaltenbach in the shotgun, 5 receivers in the formation, 3 was to the left. Kaltenbach looking, waited too long and did not get rid of the football. That was not a good decision by Kaltenbach to hold on to that football.
Yeah, tough. That's kind of been the recipe of this whole season here, is we kind of got to keep the pressure off Kaltenbach. He is not a very mobile quarterback, so he needs some time in the pocket, and the line didn't really give him much there. He did hold on to it far too long, though.
Good job by the Brecksville Bees in coverage. I didn't see a Bengal receiver open, and you got to get some separation. I think those are one of the times where you miss Jennings, the big frame. Punt, not a good one, and it looks like it's going to be almost a negative punt.
Yeah, that's
the ball was on the 41-yard line. I think the punt is to the 46, so that's a 5-yard punt, huh?
Yeah, it happens. New punter this year, replacing the great Christian Cora. It's AJ Green, number 99, the senior here. So you're going to have those hiccups. I know it's kind of even later in the season, so we try to work those out. But special teams have definitely been not a great thing for the Bengals so far this season. They've definitely dealt with a lot of missed extra points, and which honestly cost them many games here.
Yeah, we have struggled. We have struggled in that vein. You're right. As Coach Good continues to look for some consistency there. As number 3 gets the ball on a jet sweep. As he's around the left side, that's Logan Doskasit. So Doskasit picks up about 7 on the first carry of the game for the Bees. Again, I mentioned the Bees. Bengals played 6 times, and this series is tied 3-3. As they flip the formation to the right, running back behind him, he gives the ball up the middle right there. He's trying to bully his way through for the first time, but he didn't get it.
Anthony Eliano, the big man in the middle there, he's just going to stuff him right in front of the line to gain. And it'll be a 3rd down and very short here. Let's see if the Bengals defense can step up and stop him right here.
I see James out there, Eliano. Number 2, Calvin Gore. He need a stop performance by him. Schlemich. Kaczynski. Who's going to make the play? Ball's going on the ground. Great job by Eliano as he just mauls his man. And grabs the running back in the backfield and brought him down right away. As the ball carrier on that play was Andrew Zabkar. Zabkar was swallowed by Eliano.
The senior, Anthony Eliano, number 74 there on your screen. He's 6'5", very scary guy. He can, he's
oh
a great,
my God, that's a great play.
Great on the line, and you see he's great on defense as well. And
he's got that that offensive guard on that side and tackle. He's got them trembling. Here he comes again. Short pass, incomplete, intended for number 15, Cooper Schruck.
You see the defensive line crashing in on the quarterback, number 1, who was that? Colin Siebert, but incomplete pass there. And Bengals take it over. Let's see if they can make up for that last poor drive and poor punt and hopefully put this one in the end zone.
So the defense bails Kaltenbach out as he took a huge loss on 3rd down and a terrible punt, a net of 5 yards for the punter. As we get started here in the first quarter, 6:44 remaining, 0-0 ball game, Bengals versus the Bees. Kaltenbach on the center, he drops the ball, he's trying to get on it, he gets on it. Then he gets it as Eliano ragdoll, number 23. I mean, he just ragdolled him.
Yeah, we see that fumble there again by Lucas Kaltenbach, just kind of limping through the first half of the season here, and that's just kind of what's going to happen with these young players here. Just got to get used to that snap. He's just a little trying to do things a little too quickly. He's got to receive that snap, then make the play. But there he just drops on the ground and he has to jump on it.
David Zambonis, I wonder if he got his wits about it in the way Eliano was ragdolled him. Good job by Kaltenbach on patience, waiting for the receiver to leak out and get some separation as the reception goes to number 3, Jace Ellis, who had a fine game last weekend at Boardman with 2 touchdown catches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jace Ellis, the senior for the Benedictine Bengals, he's been very productive this season. He's very speedy. If you give him the ball in open field, he'll take it right to the end zone. Nobody will catch him.
Yeah, he's got some wheels, folks. Kaltenbach with an I formation. Looks like Maloney is the tailback. Stack the line. B stack the line. It's pushing. Up the middle. We picked up about 3-4 yards. And it's going to be 4th down. And the offense is going to stay on the field.
Well, usually when they run it on a 3rd and 5, usually think they're going to go for it on the next down. It looks like they might here. It looks like they're just going to get them to jump off sides here and probably call a timeout or take the delay of game.
I think they're going to try to run a play. Under centers. Kaltenbach gives to Maloney. Maloney busts through and almost made it to the second level.
Looks like
it's close, but looks like he's going to be a little short.
It looks like the
But
ref
the
on
far ref.
the ref near us looks like he's short, but the ref on the other side looks like he's got it. So it
Sure
really
does.
depends where they mark it.
Okay, we got it then.
It looks like we got it.
Nope. First down.
Great run there by Maloney just to push right to the line of gain. Now, Brecksville's going to be a little heated about that positioning, but I think it was fair from my point of view.
Well, great job by that offensive line. Again, that's been having their way with the first possession of the ball game stalled out on a drive, but right here, Reed gets it in the middle. Nice little trap play, and he's gang tackled right at the 47-yard line. And that will put the Bengals in B's territory.
Looks like they're getting a little bit of tempo here, quickly to the line. And again, going back to that fourth down, very risky. If we did not complete that, the Bees would have it in our territory.
Offensive line playing well. Looks like, and he's got to make the catch on that. That's Reed. Tried to get him out in the flat, and not enough on it. A little short. But
Yeah.
Reed's got to come up with it. You got to gather yourself and just catch the football.
Yeah, that's been kind of a problem with the Bengals when they feel pressure. When Lucas feels pressure, he just kind of tends to throw it a little errant. You can see it there is a little bit behind Lucas. He reached out his hands, just hits off the tips of his hands. He can't make the catch.
Beautiful night here in Northeast Ohio, folks. You love it. Oh, right up the middle. And it looked like number 5 beat his man as 70. Brian Underwood turned in disgust. He knew he blew an assignment because he saw his quarterback laying on his back.
Yeah, it looked like there was just a hole in the offensive line there, and Evan Rizzo, number 5, the sophomore for Brecksville, just exploited the Bengals on that play, and they get the big sack.
So big play there by Brecksville Bees on defense, and it's a much better punt as the ball gets down the field. And the Bengals are right there on it as number 20, Shamar Darling, right there to corral it, along with number 34. And there he is, James Yane, a sophomore, running back and linebacker. James Yane, I like that name.
Yeah, brother of Leo Yane, who was actually here last year. He was a senior and photographer, great and I guess videographer on the sideline. Yeah, he worked for us a little bit.
Shout
Has
out.
that sideline camera, Leo.
Shout
yeah,
out.
there you go.
Shout out.
But yeah, I mean, here goes the Bengals defense, second appearance tonight, and again, they're going to have to bail out this offense who has failed to do anything in the Bees' territory so far.
Yeah, we seem to knock on the door, but we just can't get in the red zone. The Bees with their second possession of the ball game. 25, the ball carrier, making it upfield and picking up positive yards, as that is Evan Sheheen. So Sheheen, with a fine effort, as he picks up about 5, it'll be second down and 5.
Yeah, good run there by Brecksville, just getting 5 yards there. And the Bengal defense, again, kind of got to have that bend but don't break attitude here. You can allow those short runs, but when it comes down to it, you got to lock up.
As I mentioned, it is a bit breezy here tonight. Quarterback gets the ball, man wide open as he dumps it. Simple pitch and catch as Cyber to Shaheen connects and picks up the first down.
Yeah, Seibert's starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm. That's a little scary for the Bengals. He's got good arm. They just got to, it looks like kind of the Bengals and the Brecksville are quite similar in their offensive approaches. They're not trying to throw the long ball or anything. They're just trying to keep it short.
Yeah, just trying to keep it under control. Nice and simple. Seibert, shotgun motion, turns, gives in the middle, up the middle, and Bengals corralled him. Good job. Looked like that was James on the tackle, and it is. So James doing work right there in the middle and gets his man, corrals him, and brings him down.
Yeah, the junior Number 52, Captain Devontae James there on the tackle. Great D lineman. Love to see a good product coming out of.
I love his motor. He has a very high mark. Seibert on the rollout to the right, turns and almost picked off. But a good job there by the corner, Shamar Darling. Good job, Shamar.
Yeah, there you go, junior Shamar Darling, defensive back for the Bengals here. He's had a great season covering on the outside at the cornerback position, and it'll force Brecksville into a long third down.
So good job by the defense on the first two plays of this possession, and Seibert will walk him up to the line of scrimmage. He looks at his wristband. Running back next to him, and it looks like it's going to be a false start or too much time. Illegal procedure. So the Bengals get a break right there, and that'll make it a third and really long.
Yep, out of the frying pan into the fire there for Brecksville. Their situation just got worse. Backed them up 5 yards. Now I expect them just to maybe run the ball here, trying to get a little more room for their punter to push the Bengals back. But this drive is pretty much done for them.
Like I said earlier, folks, the wind is blowing pretty hard. Looks like it's blowing south right now. And they're going back past, so it's behind Seibert and the Bees. And he rolls out, he sees a man, and he bounced past it. Didn't have enough on it as he tried to get it to number 15, Cooper Schruck. So Cooper Schruck, a favorite target of Seibert tonight, but not able to hook up on that one. And the Bengals will get the ball back as the Bees line up for the punt.
Senior Calvin Gore, the linebacker for the Bengals, chasing down Seibert there. Couldn't get him, but he does force that incompletion there, and it's becoming a bit of a punting war here. Let's see if the Bengals can finally do something on offense.
Snap. He had a man short, but an excellent punt. The wind is behind him, and you got to know that. There you go. Take your time. That's it, buddy. Now, throws back to the right side, and he's got a man hanging on him, but too many of them on him and able to bring him down right at the 26-yard line of the Bengals.
Yeah, junior Eric Cloud there, number 4 on your screen. Struggled to get that, to receive that punt, but once he did, he wasn't going to go down easy. Took a couple Brecksville defenders with him.
Yeah, it was about 5 of them on him. So good job by the punter getting the ball up in the wind because it went for a ride. And Cloud misjudged it. He had to gather the ball in himself and try to get some positive yards, and he did. So Kaltenbach and Bengals will take over. 2 running backs in the backfield. Maloney and Reed. Pass, going deep. And the receiver, good job and good coverage there by number 3 of the Bees. And that's Logan Descasso on Eric Cloud. And Kaltenbach was going for the whole big enchilada right there.
Yeah, it was a bit of an aggressive pass there. Eric Cloud didn't really have much space. I mean, the only way Lucas could have completed that pass if he put it right in front of him, but it was a bit behind him. Luckily, Descasso couldn't pick that ball off.
Kaltenbach gets a snap. He's looking for a quick out, but number 7 jumped in his face, and good defense right there. Locust, a junior wide receiver and linebacker, left his feet and went high in the air to discourage Kaltenbach from throwing the ball the first time. He just had to get rid of it, too much pressure.
Well, Brecksville's running their game plan perfectly right now. They want to put pressure on Lucas, and it's working for them. The Bengals line has to step up here. They got to stop the pressure from getting to Lucas. He won't be able to complete passes with it. It's been the story of the whole season.
Trips left, single receiver to the right. He's on the wide side. Kaltenbach looks right. Ben Pacey swings it out to Maloney. He's got a gang of Bees around him, and he's nowhere. I think he maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. It's going to be 4th down and 10. more than 10. Look like 4th and 11. As the clock is winding down here in the first quarter, we're below 20 seconds. And I don't think Coach Good will be in a hurry to snap this ball.
Yeah, a bit disappointing on that play. Lucas looked like he had number 81, sophomore Connor Williams down the field wide open, but he just didn't look his way, and I think he felt like he needed to get the ball out quick, so he passed it to Chris Maloney, but it obviously didn't work. End of the first quarter here, 0-0.
So the Bees and the Bengals fight to a first quarter 0-0 tie. As the Bengals struggling on offense, the Bees struggling on offense. Some good defenses, some flashes, great plays by Iliano and James. But the Bengals going to have to put together a lot more in order to come out on top here tonight. Again, a beautiful night here in Northeast Ohio, Euclid High School football stadium. John Good here, class of 1980, along with Aiden Kinney, class of 2022.
23, yeah.
2023. He's ready to get out of here, folks. There's the punt and sideways, and like the wind pushed it back too, and the wind is blowing pretty hard. I don't know how fast it's going, but we almost got a straight flag out there, folks.
Well, I guess that ends the first quarter there.
So that ends the first quarter. Okay. So get a punt off and end the first quarter. Bengals 0-0 tie. We're going to keep it right here and talk about this contest a little bit more. And talk about last week. For those of you who missed the game last week, it was a close game. Boardman scored 14 points in the fourth quarter to eke out the 20-12 win over the Bengals. The Spartans' last touchdown came on an interception return with just 14 seconds remaining in the game. Benedictine senior wide receiver Jace Ellis caught 2 touchdown passes of 5 yards and 16 yards from quarterback Lucas Kaltenbach to account for the Bengals' points. This win by the Spartans, even the all-time series record between the two teams, with home teams winning in each game.
Yeah, sad for the Bengals there. They had a 12-6 lead in the fourth quarter. Just saw it dissolve as Boardman put up 14 unanswered there. And definitely disappointing, as you can see. Coach Good there, it was definitely disappointing, that loss. But the Bengals are looking to get back on track here.
Tonight they fought to a 0-0 tie beginning of the second quarter. And Eric gets it. It wasn't a horse collar grab, if you guys thought it was, but number 8 was on the tackle for the Bengals, and that is who?
Robert Wesley.
Robert Wesley.
The junior, Robert Wesley there on the tackle, and the speedy number 7 right there, Lucas Reeser, the junior. He's 6'2", and but he couldn't break through Robert Weasley there.
Robert Weasley is a kid who's been really fighting hard this season. Stay on the field. He's playing against some receivers that's bigger than him, but he's a feisty guy. I like him in man-to-man. That seems to be his strong point of playing DB. Cyber back throws, man open, good hit right there by number 5, Kamari Hayes, senior. Good job of staying put right there. Came up and put the receiver down. 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, good to see Kamari Hayes out there, linebacker for the Bengals in his senior year, his last year, and he's definitely been productive over the years, but it's good to see him shine this year especially.
Kamari, another hard-working guy. See him in the weight room during the offseason a couple times, flexing his muscles. Cyber gets the ball, gives to the running back as he stumbles and bumbles.
Wow, late flag there.
And a late flag, yeah. As it looked like number 12 was on the carry, Tyler Halton. Excuse me, that was number 2, Andrew Zabar.
The ref threw his flag very aggressively there, which usually means there's kind of a heavy penalty. I don't, if I'm just calling it here, it could be an unsportsmanlike conduct or a personal foul.
Yeah.
We'll see what it is.
Usually throw it with emotion. They really don't like it. Face mask.
Oh, no.
Okay. So somebody got their hands caught up in the face of the ball carrier. Again, that was Andrew Zabkar.
Yeah, face masks are a tough pill to swallow. They're usually unintentional, but right there, the Bengals will have to eat it.
Mm-hmm. Seibert in the backfield with Zabkar. Drops back, Zabkar blocks, then leaks out, and he's blasted. Blasted. And here's that man again. Mr. Hayes.
Yep, Kamari Hayes, see his name again. He makes a tackle on Logan Descoli there, and great open field tackle. He just came in and just walloped him, and they'll have a 2nd and long. It looks like 2nd and 9, maybe 2nd and 10 there.
We needed
right
that play.
Yeah, definitely. And keep them away from the end zone here as they're inside the red zone.
I didn't get a chance to see their kicker during the pregame warm-up, but the Bees usually have a good kicker in executing the special teams as ball carrier stumbles up about 5 yards to about the 16-yard line. 10 minutes to go in the first half.
Yep, this is where the Bengals defense needs to step up. Again, as I said, just need to keep everything in front of them. Don't let anybody drop behind them, and they'll be just fine here. And it looks like Brecksville isn't even trying for the long plays because they know the Bengals can defend that.
Now, they don't want to do anything to turn the ball over. It's been a tough place to get down here in the red zone as the Bees make their first trip tonight into the Bengals red zone. Seibert lined up in the shotgun.
This looks like the best drive from either team right now.
Zabkar gives it. Telling Jeff Sweet, it bounced outside, and he's going to get the first down, but he can't get the touchdown. He'll get out about the 3-yard line as Logan Dascali carried the ball down, got the first down. He was stopped on the outside, but no one can get a hand on him.
Yeah, he was stopped around the 15-yard line, but he popped it out for about 5 more yards there, 5 to 10 more yards, and they got a 1st and goal around the 2 or 3-yard line, I believe, down there.
So Descaso with the biggest play of the game today for the Bees. Seibert, he's leaning, and number 74 looks like he was the one caught trying to anticipate the count. 74.
He doesn't appear on our roster right here, but number 74.
He's the culprit. We won't call him out because we can't.
Yeah, he caught a break there.
So that bikes the Bees up 5 yards. Seibert, they shift. Running back to the right, gives it to him. He's up the middle, squirts through, and tackled at about the 1.5-yard line. Fine job of the Bees coming off the line of scrimmage, beating the Bengals to the punch. Bengals not stout enough. He was able to pick up about 5-6 yards. And it's going to be 2nd down and goal. About a 1/2 yard to go, 1.5 yards to go.
This is really where you need that defensive line and the linebackers to clog the holes in the interior defense here and push the Bees out.
Zabkar gets it, and he pushes it in, touchdown. He squirts in, and gets the ball as the Bees are on the board first.
Yeah, Zabkar, the senior, gets a run for about a 1/2 yard there and gets a touchdown for the Bees. And looks like they're going to kick the extra point here. I don't know what they're doing.
So the first possession in the second quarter of the contest tonight, the Bees come up with the first score of the evening. Kicker, George Gannon. Snap, hold, kick up, and it is good. So they complete the whole shebang and get the full Monty to 7 points. Bengals couldn't come up with a big defensive play to hold the Bees out of the end zone. They got some work to do here now.
Yeah, Brecksville just, I mean, that's the drive you want from any offensive coordinator there. Just take the clock out and just tire out the defense. These little 5-yard gains, 10-yard gains here and there, and they found their way into the end zone, and the Bengals will have to answer in a big way here on this drive.
They've shown they can run the ball on the Bees, and they've shown they can pass it. Kaltenbach's got settled down and start hitting his open targets, and the offensive line just keep coming off the ball, and we'll get back in this thing as quick as we possibly can.
It starts with the man back there receiving for the Bengals, number 4, Eric Cloud here. Hopefully he can get a good return or at least let it go into the end zone.
So he'll be kicking into the wind, so they should scoot up a little bit. See how good his leg is. His number 20 is the kicker, Dean Stumfle. So
Yeah,
Stumfle will knock it straight down, and good catch there by the receiver as third. And it looks like that's number 3 on the catch, Jace Ellis. So good job by the senior to catch the football clean, advance it all the way to almost midfield. Kaltenbach and the offense will have the first possession of the second quarter here tonight. Bees up 7-0.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get that run game going again. It was working, and then they kind of started to fade away from that after Chris Maloney got stopped in the backfield. Talking about that first drive, and then now the Bengals offense just looks completely confused right now. They got to get it all back together.
Yeah, I think Coach Previs was just trying some things and forgot to get back to that groove, and here we go, right here with the jet sweep. A good job as he tried to get upfield, but he slammed down his 81, the ball carrier, Lucas Reeser, for, Connor Williams, ball carrier, as Lucas Reeser was the tackler. He did an excellent job of shutting Williams down right away.
Oh, yeah, we remember earlier this game there was a bit of a horse collar tackle by the Bengals, and it looked like a horse collar tackle right there, but the refs are keeping the flags in their pockets here as the Bengals will have a 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, it looked like he grabbed him around the shoulders. He got him up high. That's why he was able to whip him down. But this Bees defense is coming to play tonight. The Bengals have just got to keep that tempo, like you mentioned in the first quarter, and keep it moving down the field. Maloney and Reed. Here's Maloney, and the ball off the line is pushed back. The ball jumps outside, and there's a flag. It looks like it's going to be a hold, but I don't see how.
On the receiver over there, can't get a number real right now. But it looks like they're going to get it with a hold on the out.
It looked like he caught it on the outside, so
looks
caught it on the receiver.
Looks like J.J. Baldwin out there.
Okay.
So back up the Bengals 10 most likely here. Unfortunate.
So, yeah, that would explain it.
Yep.
Because he threw it from the outside, and that's where the receiver was lined up. He was trying to execute his block, got too much jersey, and got caught. So that will push the ball back for the Bengals. And tonight, pretty much a clean game has been played. Not too many flags. I think that might be maybe the first one for the Bengals.
Yeah, and we're talking about it's the 7th game for the Bengals here, and we've talked about how young they are and how youthful they are, and but they're still having these growing pains throughout the season. We've seen it with Lucas and the entire offense, and the defense has gotten it together, but the offense is still just a step behind.
Let's see if we can keep this drive alive. Maloney stutter steps and bounces outside, and he's up the sideline. He turns on the speed, and it looks like he's going to run past Noe. Good job there by the defender as Maloney with a real nice run of about 40 yards and flips the field for the Bengals.
Yeah, and of course, Chris Maloney interrupts me there about the youthful offense, and he just runs it for 40 yards. Great job for the sophomore. And finally knocking on the door here. Let's see if the Bengals can finally finish off a drive. They're around the 27-yard line of the Bees.
So Cooper Schruck on the tackle. That was a touchdown saving tackle at that. The Bengals got to kick in. It's only going to reverse, and there's a man waiting for him. As the running back, fullback, 24, for the Bengals could not hold his man out. Batowski does an excellent job of blocking in this offensive scheme. Not able to hold his man off long enough on that one.
Well, yeah, the defense, remember what happened earlier on the jet sweep from the Bengals, and again, they just stopped this one here. And a little bit of an aggressive call there by Coach Prevest. You just got to keep it, I think, a bit simple, a little more simple for this Bengal offense.
Downhill, I hear you, downhill. Kaltenbach with the ball, pockets collapsing, he gets rid of a catch, made, and he's out of bounds as is number 3. Chase Ellis again with a fine reception, handling the ball pretty well, and we got a flag, and as the Bengals hurt themselves again. So I believe he gave the holding call.
Yeah, I'm hearing a holding call again, and Bengals shoot themselves in the foot. It's kind of been what's happening for in these last few games. They just cannot. Every great play they make seems like something has to go astray. But unfortunately, this will back up the Bengals 10. You can hear the disgust by some of the Bengals fans there, and sadly, the line can't really stop them unless they hold. And here we go again, a long second down.
So the ball is pushed all the way back to the 46-yard line, and it'll be second down and 29 for the Bengals.
I'm not sure why it's that far back, but it's really far back. It's about 15 yards from the original line of scrimmage.
You get a good play across the middle, about 15, 20 yards, cut it down some, that'd be great. And it's a screen pass, and we got blockers out there in front of him, and another penalty. It's going to be a
yeah, it's going to get a block in the back on the Bengals here. Geez, they just can't get anything right now.
So Patrick Morse on that black, I saw him with a block in the back. Just might have been a few more.
There's just no discipline from the Bengals offense right now. This line has just committed too many penalties too quick here. I know they're feeling a little bit of pressure to give Lucas some more time, but now they're backing up back into their own territory when they head at the B's 27-yard line.
So they'll count it back out where the penalty occurred.
That was a 2nd and 29. This will be a 2nd and I don't even know.
31.
They got to put it up 31 now, so not a huge penalty, but Bengals will still have to eat that.
So a few more yards to go for the first down. Still second down. 6:01 left to go in the first half. Bengals were playing a clean, free game. No errors, and all of a sudden they just had the yellow hanky flu here.
Yeah, the sloppy
so
play. So
Kaltenbach in the pistol. Maloney steps up, side him on the right. Kaltenbach gets the ball. Pocket collapsing again.
Another holding call.
Another hold. And Kaltenbach gets hit. And no call from the referees. Nobody was looking at the play. I don't know what the back judge was looking at. But he definitely saw the Bengals holding. Declined. And it's gonna be third down.
No, I think Coach Prevest, I think the smartest move for him and the only move right now is just to run the ball. I mean, the Bengals, the line has shown they can't complete a passing play without holding, so you just got to run the ball right now and get out of this drive. This is one you just kind of throw in the mud right now, and
well, Brecksville
forget about it.
Brecksville's got some pretty athletic guys on that defensive line. Eli Beach, Jr., he can run. Those guys are they're coming after Kaltenbach. Offensive line's got to settle him down. There he goes, and his read as he's tripped up and stumbles to about 3 yards. So that is going to give the Bengals fourth down and forever, and they'll come out and punt. The good news is that for the first time tonight, our punter will be punting with the wind. So Green, who, when he gets his leg into one, he can get a good one away.
Yeah, you can see him.
Can use the wind of the help of the wind.
You can see him in the pregame. He'll get those 50-yard punts off, but when it comes to game time, it's a little different. You see it there.
He gets a low one, and it's going to go all the way into the end zone for a touchback, and the Bees will take over on their own 20-yard line. So Seibert trotted his offense back out on the field. As on their last possession, they scored a touchdown about 1.5 yards by the tailback Andrew Zabkar. That they were able to put together a nice drive right at the beginning of the second quarter to snap the 0-0 tie and take the lead.
Yeah, it's honestly just trying to find a rhythm again for this Bengals offense, and it's been the line. They've trying to keep this pressure off Lucas, but they got to do it without holding. Once they can figure out that, they'll be fine.
So the Bees, Seibert gives the cadence. They jump into formation. They're ready to go. Another running back in there this time is number 25 running the football. That would be Evan Shaheen. So Evan scrambles for about 5 yards. And they're giving him 6. So it'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to keep it on the ground here, keep it smart plays as we've seen from Brecksville all day so far. And hopefully the Bengals, if they do pass it, can get pressure on the quarterback and get a sack here.
I haven't heard Kaczynski's name or Slimp tonight. I'd like to hear those guys' names a couple more times out here. Get on the board. How about an interception? That'll do it. They've got him bottled in, and James over there hits him hard. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 6. So we got a loss on the play of 2 and 4:20 and counting in this half. And the Bengals have a chance to stop the Bees right here and get the ball back to their offense so they can get on the board before the half is over.
Yep, they need this stop here. Could be a big 3-and-out to change the Bengals' momentum here towards their offense.
Trips left, single seat to the right. Seibert back. He's got time. He throws, and he's got a man, and it is beautifully defensed by number 17. And Tyrion Collins.
Powell.
Oh, Powell. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, he chased down that ball. He got his hands right in front of the receiver's hands and knocks that ball out of bounds. It was actually a good pass there by Seibert, but incomplete. And Brecksville is going to punt it to Eric Cloud right now, who's waiting at the 40-yard line of the Bees, or of the Bengals.
So the Bees back to punt. Bengals will get a chance to score before the half is over. Punt is up, and it's not a good one. And it takes a Bengal bounce. It stares straight across. And number 28 right there, able to control it. That would be Caden Plahar. So Plahar able to get the ball, give it back to the referee, and the Bengals will take over in Bees territory. So that's a big plus. Not far to go. 3:43 left to go in the first half. Beautiful night here in Euclid, Ohio, Euclid High School football stadium. The Bengals and the Bees. Nowhere else I would much rather be.
Yeah, great to be here. Great fall night here.
It is.
A bit windy,
beautiful.
but other than that, it's great.
It's beautiful. October 1st. Maloney pitter-patters right there and couldn't go nowhere. He went down. Almost like he was hurting or something. But he's not walking gingerly or anything. Like to see him hit that a little bit harder, but that'll make it 2nd and long for the Bengals as they lose 2 yards on that play.
Yeah, I mean, again, this Bengals offense hasn't been able to find any sort of rhythm right now, and they just got to try to keep sticking with the simple plays.
Kaltenbach fakes the Maloney to the left, rolls right. Receiver, there he is. Good job by the receiver, number 81, on the catch.
Connor Williams there.
So good job by Williams. Williams a big target.
And there we go. We see what can happen when the Bengals offensive line gives Lucas a little bit of time. He completes those passes, and that's what you love to see. Lucas is starting to develop. When he rolls to the right, he can complete those passes. He doesn't just throw it in front of his man or behind him or out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a good rhythm right there. And they're going to try to push forward, and they're pushing. No whistles yet. No whistles yet. I haven't heard a whistle, and there's the whistle. There's the whistle. They let them go for a while, folks.
Yeah, I liked how you call it there, John. No whistle, and that's what they preach. All the coaches, they say play till the whistle. Once you hear that whistle, the play is not over. So
that's right.
They push, and it looks like they're going to give them the first down here.
See, on that effort, and those are the results of keep pushing and playing to the whistle blow. So the Bengals get a first down right here with 2:24 to go in the half, trailing 7-0. Kaltenbach backs up in pistol. Now he's got twins to the right, twins to the left. Maloney behind him.
Yep, just got to stay
the
settled
Bees
here.
Look like they're in a zone coverage.
2 minutes about here and
Maloney
running.
shifts. Williams goes in motion behind him, and he throws the ball to Williams on the other side, and good block out there. And Williams tough, 10 yards as he mans up and took some of that Bengalism into that B.
Yeah, and I like these motion plays there. Connor Williams making his presence known, the young sophomore here, and they're pushing inside around the 27-yard line once again. Hopefully they can capitalize with 1 minute and 35 seconds and running.
Nice little play call there by Prevost. Nice and controlled, not hard to read. Good pass by Kaltenbach. Maloney. Nope, Kaltenbach's going to keep it, and that didn't go well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was an option, but he should have handed that off if he could, because Lucas Kaltenbach is not a running quarterback. Timeout for the Bengals here.
So 1:17 to go here in the first half as the Bengals pull off a big play, a big run down the field by Williams on a nice little swing pass, and then they come out with a play. They go to the right, fake it to Maloney, and the quarterback keeps it. This Bees defense, as I mentioned earlier, is very athletic. They can run to the football. They're quick, and when they get a hold of you, you're going down.
Mm-hmm. Their 1-4 record is
They're
quite
not big,
deceiving.
but they can run.
Oh, yeah, no, they can definitely get around. Yeah, definitely seeing them pregame. You kind of thought they were a bit of a JV team, no offense. They just don't have that huge size, but they make up for it with the speed. And the Bengals are just going to have to craft a good 3rd and 4 play here and try to get this one in the end zone. There's 1:17 left here, and we need to get on the board.
So Coach Good is painting himself in a little bit of a predicament here, looking at 3rd down and 4, 1:17 to go.
Yeah,
Here in the first half.
last play call wasn't it. You don't really want Lucas running, but hopefully he can make a good play here.
Playing 4-4. Maloney gets inside the big hole on the left side, and good job there for Underwood and James on that side. But Morris also a great blocking, and the Bengals put the smack down as the clock ticks, approaching 1 minute to go in the first half.
They need to get quickly to the line here. They're wasting a lot of clock by trying to get that play in there. They should have had a couple already ready to go, but nonetheless here, 1 minute left and rolling.
Coaches throwing their hands up, not making sure that Kaltenbach gets the right call. Turns, runs, nope, throws it out, and too much pressure. It looked like somebody missed an assignment. 23 came in unabated, and he put pressure on Kaltenbach right away. David Zamboinos.
Yeah, Kaltenbach hopefully making the right play there. Just throws it short, nobody around the ball, and just an incompletion. He knew that was a dead play right from the start. He was getting blitzed heavily off the left side.
So I stopped the clock with 46 seconds left to go in the first half, but I agree with you, partner. It took him too much time to get these plays in and get them off. Maloney trying to run the screen, and they read it the whole way.
And it looks like they're going to get Brian Underwood with the holding. I don't really know what he was doing there. He's just letting the emotions get to his head there and makes a bad play. And it's going to pack up the Bengals. I can't believe they've done that.
So after starting this drive off, folks, with a little less than 4 minutes left to go in the first half, the Bengals took it down the field, got in the red zone, but could not get any deeper than that as the Bees stiffened. And this defense has just been all over the place, reading what Kaltenbach is doing, what the offense is doing, and their coaches have made some adjustments, and the Bengals have got to take it to another level.
Yeah, I mean, their defense is completely in the Bengals' offensive line's heads, and it's going to be a personal foul on Brian Underwood there. Yep, yeah, that was unnecessary, and they're going to back him up. This is just not good football, undisciplined football right now from the Bengals that we've seen all day long.
So composure is important, and we're not showing very much of it right here. A winnable opponent, you got to keep the game close, and you got to keep it, in control. Like I said, before the game, they were in a good frame of mind after losing one of their top players, Kareem Jennings. But here, Kaltenbach's waiting, but cannot get the ball off. It's 34 again. One of those guys that can run is very athletic. Eli Beach comes up with another sack here tonight.
I'm trying to figure out if the Bengals are only playing with 4 linemen, because it just seems like they're just letting these guys through so quickly. I don't know why, but this beast pressure, they're just getting to him so quickly, and looks like the Bengals are just going to punt it here. I guess it is a 4th and 29, but.
Well, what it is the defensive coordinator for the Bees has called our bluff on offense, and now they're just letting the 4 go. They're not putting any pressure. There's no blitz or anything. Now you got 7 guys in the defensive backfield, and that can make it pretty crowded back there. Kaltenbach, a young quarterback, tough for him to read that and get the ball out. The most important thing that he's got to remember is when they can get pressure with 4 guys up front, he's got to get the ball quicker. He's got to get rid of the ball on time. So I know those are things that they've talked about, but it don't always come that way during the game. So the Bengals here will take a timeout, talk it over, and hopefully come up with the right play to match this Bees effort.
Well, I can understand Lucas's frustration right now as he looks like he's going to be going back on the field. He wants to throw it deep down the field, but his line isn't giving him enough time. So he has to make plays under 2 seconds, or he's going to get sacked, or there's going to be a holding call, and huge problem for the Bengals here. And I think they're just going to either run out the clock here or
I like the point you made earlier where you take advantage of Kaltenbach's athleticism and roll him out.
Yeah.
Right. And that way that keeps the pocket moving, gives him a little bit more time, and floods the area so he can make a nice pitch and catch.
Exactly.
So the Bengals taking over, 2 seconds to go. And looks like it's just going to be a Hail Mary, but he's getting too much pressure, and it's going to just land at the 30-yard line. And the referees have really got to take a look at the Bees defense and how they're hitting this quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, even on a Hail Mary there, the Bengals offensive line cannot stop this Bees blitz right now. And it's only 4 guys. I don't know why they can't just stop them there. But anyways, take it to halftime, 7-0 lead for the Bees.
So, folks, that's the first half. 7-0, the Bengals trail, but we're looking forward to a better second half. As Coach Good talk it over in the locker room, we'll be back in about 15, 20 minutes. Enjoy the bands. Brecksville's band is awesome. They're huge, number one, and they have some talent. I remember seeing them a couple years ago, and I was impressed, almost like a small college band.
Yeah, a little bit bigger than ours out there, but
just a little bit.
We still have the best band in the land.
Yes, we do. And Bengal Nation knows that. So, folks, enjoy the halftime show, and we'll see you back here in the third quarter.
As the pride of the Beehive at Brecksville-Broadview Heights High School takes the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, the band moves to the high school youth. Proud to present the 2022 Marching Band. In 2002, this band came together in Las Vegas and called themselves the Killers, and they have killed it ever since. The band has sold over 25 million albums worldwide. Their song, Mr. Brightside, has 1.5 billion listens on Spotify to date. Now this evening, enjoy as the Marching Bees presents Mr. Brightside. Impressive careers in music history. Tonight, sit back and enjoy as the Marching Bees perform one of Pitbull's top-selling songs. Feel the moment. But nothing would stop Bruno Mars from becoming one of the world's top-selling music artists. Enjoy as the Marching Bees close tonight's show playing Bruno Mars' Runaway Baby.
ladies need help?
We'll be okay, but we still have the time for Benedictine.
Okay.
Thank you for asking, though.
You're welcome.
Let's go back this way.
Oh, that's right.
Over there would be good.
Need help?
Under the direction of Atlanta Westfield, Director of Lily Maxberg, Credit Director Pete Jordan, George Wells, Senior Bank Captain Brandon Jordan. We are proud to present 22 Benedictine Beaumont High School marching band. We opened our show with this angelic rocket in 1982, which we will certainly recognize. Tommy Two Jones, greatest hit called Certain People, dialing 867-5309 and asking for Jenny.
Okay, I got you.
Legendary hit by the Beatles, the opening track for their 1969 album, Abbey Road. A rotary phone machine makes the sound heard before 8 and after the chorus, this song won the Grammy for the best engineered recording. Please enjoy All Together. goals, biggest hits. We didn't start the fire, and Piano Man. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Benedictine Beaumont Bingo Marching Band and your bingo fight song.
Welcome back, folks, to Euclid High School Football Stadium here tonight where the Benedictine Bengals are playing the Brecksville-Broadview Bees, down 7-0. Aiden, Kenny, my partner, class of 23. I'm John Good, class of 80, and we've been up here scratching our heads trying to figure out how we can help this Bengals offense get on track and get a tempo. But the first thing, Aiden, what they got to do is they got to stop shooting themselves in the foot, huh?
Definitely. The penalties have played a huge factor in this game for them. The holding penalties, the blocking the bats back, the unsportsmanlike conducts have definitely held the Bengals off from scoring. And, again, that's another thing. They get down near the red zone or even inside the red zone but have failed to convert and put it into points, and that's why they're down 7-0 right now. So we look to hope the defense can stop Brecksville, as the Bengals will be kicking off to the Bees right now and get Lucas back on the field.
That's right. The Bees will be starting off with the ball here in the second half, as we hope, like Hayden says, that the Bengals coaches have made the proper adjustments to this athletic defense of the Bees, who've been swarming around and getting around our big offensive linemen. They're kind of light, but they're quick and they're fast and they're hungry. And it seems like the coaching scheme over there has worked to their perfection, but again, can't stop bringing up the fact that we've just shot ourselves in the foot so many times here tonight. And when you're having a season like 0-5, where we are right now, you can't stay stuck in that mode. You got to get over the hump, and you got to get some positive things going. And we're going to have to start that off on defense here in the second half.
Yeah, well, I know Coach Good, he always does deliver a great halftime speech, and I hope he delivered a really good one today, because the Bengals are going to need it. They are fighting to get their first win of the season, as they are 0-6. They'd hate to drop to 0-7 because they have to run into some juggernauts into Erie Cathedral Prep next week. Then the infamous Archbishop Hoban, and then to finish their season here against Nordonia. So they got to get this win tonight. And it's going to be Ryan Karras to kick it off here, this young sophomore. Again, Lex Herr, young player for the Bengals here.
So George Ganem and Logan Dascali with the catch, and there he goes. He got a lane, and looks like he is going to take it all the way to the house, folks. Breakdown on special teams on that left side of the Bengals kicking unit. Did not cover it. He cut back to the right. No one was in their lanes, and all he had was green pastures to pay dirt.
Well, special teams was pretty good so far today for the Bengals, but right there, kicking it to Kuskowski. Oh, geez, I cannot say his last name. Dascali. It was a huge mistake, and Bengals had to pay for it. Again, another kickoff return touchdown led up by the Bengals on this season. And they shoot themselves in the foot once again to start off the second half.
So now the Bengals have a 2-touchdown deficit here at the beginning of the second half. We got plenty of time to go, folks. We'll see if the Bengals can put together an offensive drive or maybe take it back for a kickoff return. That's what I'd like to see right here, right now.
Yeah, this year we've definitely missed Christian Cora, and then before him, Ivan Charan. I mean, it's just been so tough to replace those two guys. I mean, they were so good. Ivan at kicking and Christian Cora at both punting and kicking. And they've just been so tough to replace so far this season. And definitely there, Christian would have kicked that one to the end zone, and the Bengals would not have had that problem. Again, wind has been certainly a problem. Hurricane Ian, which is now dropped to a tropical storm. I think it's now a post-tropical storm. The winds from that have reached Ohio, so that could be making a big difference here in this game with the wind. But here the Bengals have to strike back on offense, as they failed to do today.
Well, that was a quick strike by the Bees as they start off the second half with a score to take the lead a little bit higher, 14-0. 11:48 to go here in the third quarter. Number 21 for the Bees, George Ganem, has a holder. That's one to hold for him. No, that's Dean Stumple on the kickoff. 32 was the holder.
That shows
Samuel Casipo taking big strides as he's eating up ground. Looks like Cloud as he gets the ball out to about the 32-yard line, and that's what Kaltenbach and the Bengals offense will start their first possession of the second half. 11:40 left to go in the third quarter. Again, the Bengals have not won a game this year in the 22 season. Tough schedule. Closest game we had, lost to Cleveland Heights, and Cleveland Heights now is second in the region in Division I. So they're still enjoying a successful season, but the Bengals had that game won, and we We just couldn't hold on to close it out. Kaltenbach turns, gives to Maloney. Maloney dances a little bit, trying to get away from the defender. Is number 7. Great effort right there. Lucas Reeser on that tackle. So Lucas swallowing up Maloney, but not before he picks up about 7, and it'll be 6, and it'll be 2nd down and 4. Under centers, Kaltenbach turns, get to Maloney again, but too much penetration on that right side as it looked like James and number 51 for the Bengals, James and Tyshawn Wilson got collapsed on that side, and a good defensive effort by the Bees.
Bengals look a little shell-shocked here today. Just this Bees pressure has just been all over them today, and nothing going their way right now.
Maloney gets the ball, goes to the right side, nothing there, and the defense is playing with so much confidence right now. The Bengals have got to do something to punch these guys in the mouth. Number 7 there on the tackle. So Reeser again, as he gave the Bengals fits on that series of downs, and the Bengals have to punt it away. Approaching 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, as the punter, A.J. Green, will be kicking into the wind, and it's blowing pretty hard right now. Good snap. There's the kick, and he got it in the wind, and it's knocking it straight down. The ball bounces about the 45-yard line of the Bees, and it's going to settle at the 41-yard line, and that's where the Bees will take over. Colin Seibert having a pretty steady game here tonight, leading the Bees on one successful scoring drive in the second quarter. That was the first drive of the second quarter for the Brecksville Bees. After that, the Bengals have pretty much shut them down. And so the defense is going to have to step up and not let the Bees increase the lead. Seibert calls the cadence, gets his guys in position, gives it to Zapgar, and he's turning the legs, and they're trying to get him up off those legs. They pull him back, and good job by that interior 7 of the Bengal defense.
Yeah, you hear Ryan Knesny. There's his name being called.
All
He's
right.
on the tackle. And Bengals defense is awakened. They are well right now, but got to get that offense start clicking. Hopefully, again, the defense can give them another chance to hopefully close this lead down to 7 points.
Well, you know these Bees are going to try to run the football to eke time off the clock as they have a 2-touchdown lead. The Bengals got to get the ball back and keep making good defensive plays, playing within themselves. There's a run to the left as Zapgar is strung all the way out. It's a flag in the holding area, but we won't assume anything, and we'll see what the call is.
Hear a lot of holding calls from the fans, so looks like that's what's going to be here.
So Jasper Gore just came out for Iliano as he's rolling his neck, taking a look at the trainer and the coaching staff on the field. So holding against the Bees, and that'll march the ball back 10 yards. And they will 2nd down.
Yeah, here we go. Your Bengals now with a big opportunity here to stuff them on a 2nd and 19. Get that ball back in good positioning.
So Seibert back with Zapcar right next to him. Jet sweep. Here's number 3, that guy that just took it to the house, Logan Duscastle.
Ryan Knesny chased that one down there for the tackle.
So Duscastle trying to get around the right corner, not able to do so. The Bengals have got to keep the Bees behind the chains so we can get the ball in some decent field position. A turnover would be nice right here to spark the Bengals. Somebody needs to make a play to rile these young men up. Third down and 19. Seibert in the backfield by himself. He gets the ball. He turns, throws, man's open. He's smacked hard down and brought down. And that would be, look like number 21.
Shamar Darling looked like on that tackle for the Bengals.
So Darling on the tackle. Now it's a fine play. They needed that 4th down, and they're going to punt it away. So good job by the defense of the Bengals. They brought their lunch buckets, and they came out here and smacked the Bees around on their first possession. Good catch there by Cloud as he gets the ball and advances upfield. Makes one man miss, but brought down there by number 28 on the play, Caden Pulhar. So Pluhar brings down Cloud, and the Bengals will take over for their second possession here in the second half.
Again, this defense is giving them chances. They just got to take advantage of it. Bengals defense only allowed a touchdown. Again, the other touchdown came off a kick return, so that was on the special teams there. So they kept them in this game, and hopefully they can breathe some life into this offense.
So 7:21, excuse me, left to go in the quarter. There's a little hesitant, little draw play right there to Maloney, able to pick up about 4 or 5 yards on the tackle, look-alike Tristan?
Justin, looked like Justin on that tackle.
Okay.
One of the good thing about the Bengals offense today, if really anything, is they haven't committed any turnovers so far.
Maloney with the ball, and he stood up, and that's a whole host of Bees right there. They brought the whole hive on that play. Number 7, I saw Lucas Reeser on there once again. Beach in on the tackle. So these Bees are playing hard tonight.
Well, they brought the hive quite a bit today, and it's really hurt the Bengals so far. And now they're going to have to complete on a long 3rd and 9 here.
Kaltenbach in the backfield, Woodgore, Maloney. He's on the scramble, trying to get over top. He gets it into a receiver. Good job there. The ball's out of bounds. Great catch by number 16.
J.J. Baldwin.
J.J. Baldwin. So Baldwin with an excellent catch. And Kaltenbach with a very athletic, like we've been saying, get him on the move and get some separation. He can put it there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way he's been able to get the ball off in time is if he moves and runs to the outsides, because this line is giving him no time, but he completes it to the young J.J. Baldwin there for a 1st down.
So Maloney gets the ball, he bumps inside, jumps out to the left, and he's walked down right there by number 7, and he's still down. He's getting up slow. So Resor again on the tackle, and he's getting up slow. He's moving slow, but he's not coming out.
Yeah, he's reeling there. He's been all around on defense and on offense for the Bees tonight, and he's been a big factor in why they have this big 14-0 lead right now.
That young man's playing a heck of a football game. Kaltenbach fakes it to Reed. Going is up top. Man is open. He's caught it. Excellent job by J.J. Baldwin with another clutch catch from Kaltenbach as he gets the ball down to the 8-yard line of the Bengals, and the Bengals on the red zone for only the 2nd time tonight and the 1st time in 2 quarters. First time was in the 1st quarter. They're back down there now, and we need a score. 5:17 left to go in the 3rd quarter, and the clock is ticking. Kaltenbach under center, I formation, turns, gives to Maloney. He finds a crack, pushes forward. He's pushing forward. No whistle, no whistle. There's the whistle, but he's down to the 5-yard line. So the Bengals catch a little fire right here with a beautiful catch by J.J. Baldwin and an even prettier throw from Ryan Kaltenbach, the sophomore sensation.
Yeah, Lucas there, he was made a great play, put it right on the money there and got him first down.
Maloney, big hole. Maloney pushes it in. Iliano, they get it across. Touchdown, Bengals.
And the offense is awake for the Bengals finally here. It took them about over 2.5 quarters here, but finally they put in the end zone. Now they need Lex Hurd to make this extra point. It's a big extra point. We know he's had some trouble. He's the third kicker for the Bengals so far this season, and he just needs to put it up and through and then make it a one-score lead.
So it's all about fundamentals. Snap, hold, and kick. We got the snap, we got the hold, we got the kick, and it is good!
Lexer,
Yes.
There you go, buddy.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. Everything's clicking there, and special teams
Lunch
comes up
is on
clutch.
me, young man. Okay.
All right, so
All right, we're roaring back, Bengal Nation. We're roaring back.
yeah, the momentum's kind of shifted here. The Bengals they had a long third down that they completed a pass from Lucas there and made some great plays down. J.J. Baldwin, a huge factor in that play, and Chris Maloney, who's been on bread and butter the whole night on offense. Really the only plus or the positive on offense. He pushes it in on 2 plays inside the 10-yard line to get the Bengals within a one-score lead.
So Lex Hurd, a bright spot tonight is he gets the ball up and through the uprights. The sophomore kicker. He's a soccer player too.
Yes, he is. Well, what we do is we go to the soccer team. We try to recruit a guy to be kicker, and it's the smartest way. Now this year it's been a little tough as we are on to our third kicker. It's been tough to keep them because they do have to play soccer, which is obviously at the same time as football, and then they gotta play football as well. The Bengal fans are getting loud. They are hyped up after that last drive there.
Yes, sir. They are. And
Great to hear.
rightfully so too, because we haven't had a whole lot to cheer about this year. When we cheer with the best of them.
Yeah, Bengals fans are the greatest in the nation. Truly
They sure
are.
Yes, they are. Kick to the same young man that took it back the first time. Got him corralled this time. He's a little bugger, but we got him.
Well, yeah, that's a win for the Bengals there. Logan cannot return that like he did for the touchdown. He's been a huge threat for the Bees right now.
Antonio Hobbs on that tackle. Sorry, Nick.
No, it's all good. Yeah, Antonio Hobbs, he comes up clutch and makes a good tackle there, and the Bengals will have to push him back here and hopefully get that ball back to their offense. Now it looks like it's starting to finally click.
So Doskasil able to return that one kickoff back, but not this time as the coverage team did a good job and got him bottled up, got him down. Cyber back on the field with this offense that's been running pretty efficient right here in the second half. His empty backfield, trips to the right, twins to the left. Turns to the right, throws the ball out here in the flats, 15, and he's planted right there at 17. Hayes with a big hit.
Yeah, there you go. Teron Powell there, the junior. Yeah,
Powell.
with a huge hit there, and just pins him right to the ground. It's a 2nd and 9 now for the for the Bees here. I think it was number 15, Cooper Scruck, who was trying to grab that pass there from Siebert, bobbled it. He finally did receive it to meet Powell and just got trounced.
And he's made a couple good catches here tonight from his quarterback, Seibert, who's been leading his team down the field as the Bengals try to stiffen right here as they corral him. And good job by James and crew as they push him back. And James gets in his mean mood, start slapping his helmet and beating his chest. That young man is animated and he's fired up.
Yeah, this defense is hyped up right now. They are really showing some great play right here, and they're sticking them, trying to force a big 3-and-out to get the offense back on the field and tie this game.
They got the press box rocking, and we'll see if the Bengals can get to stopping these Bees right here, 3rd and 8, 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Drive, that's a jet sweep. Tried to get around the left end. He's taken down hard. Nothing doing right there.
Huge win by the defense here. Forced a 3 and out to get it back to the Bengals. Now the momentum has completely shifted to the Benedictine Bengals. But the offense needs to keep composure, needs to do what they did last drive and just make the simple passes, make the good passes that Lucas made, and then get this one into the end zone and tie this game.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And I mean, just take what they give you. Excellent job right there by Iliano, stringing that play out and getting the running back down on the turf. And nobody hits him. He does a good acting job right there as the big one right by him. And yes, and there's the flag. Finally got a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct, late hit, out of bounds on the Bees. So that'll advance the ball 15 yards, and that'll put the ball closer to midfield, about the closer to 45-yard line.
Well, you got to love the game of football. Just in an instant, you can see how the momentum just shifted all the way. The Bees had all the momentum. They were killing the Bengals on offense, and they had that kick return touchdown to start the half. But then the Bengals offense makes a great drive down the field, makes some big third down plays, puts in the end zone, forces a 3 and out, and now they got a chance with that penalty in good field position to go down the field again and tie this game.
Well said, partner. As the ball is placed on the 43-yard line of the Bengals, Kaltenbach in the backfield, twins to the right, single receiver to the left. Excuse me, folks. As Maloney gets the ball and he powers his way off the left side, pick up about 3 yards. Resor is on that tackle again. Resor has been all over the place for the Bees. And that young man's going to get a good night's sleep tonight, believe that.
Yeah, and Chris Maloney's got to be gassed tonight. He's been used so much by the Bengals, but he's really delivered today. He's got to be well over 100 yards already.
Maloney gets the ball, and he's stacked up right there. Nothing there. Looks like it's Resor again, number 54, and number 2.
And now we're going to have to convert on this 3rd and long here. We're going to have to see the arm of Lucas come into play here and hopefully convert this, keep this Bengals drive alive.
Cameron Gumas on that tackle. Big play right here. Kaltenbach looks to the left, got a man open. Good. Oh! Good defense all over him was number 3, Descasso.
You see J.J. Baldwin's writhing in pain on the sideline, as you can see on your screen there.
Yeah.
The trainer's with him now, and we'll pray for it's nothing serious here.
Yeah, Baldwin's had a fine game tonight. 2 good catches I can remember off the top of my head. Good hands receiver, a little undersized, but runs good routes and knows how to high point the ball. Those 50-50 balls, he normally wins those 80% of the time, but excellent defensive effort right there by Descalzi.
It was a good pass definitely by Lucas there, but I also think, and it comes with his youth and his inexperience as a sophomore, I thought he had a Gabriel Beltovsky, the fullback for the Bengals, right down the middle of the field. I thought he had him wide open, just missed him, and Gabe was a little angered that he missed him. You could see in his emotion, but it's all right. The Bengals will have to punt it. They're still alive here, obviously. They just need another stop by this great Bengals defense that has come to play today.
So Baldwin is going to be okay. He's standing on the sideline. A.J. Green back to punt. Bengals couldn't get it into the Bees territory. Green takes his time and gets a good one off. And it's going to take a Bengal bounce as it crawls to around the 20-yard line, 20.5-yard line. And that's where the Bees will take over 1st and 10. Seibert will come back out on the field with his offense and see what he can do against the Bengals defense, which is stiffened here tightly in the second half.
Well, the Bengals have done a great job on defense, again, of just keeping everything in front of them. Don't let the long plays, don't let them throw it far. Seibert hasn't even tried to throw the long ball, really, and that's just because the Bengals defense are not letting them do anything downfield. And that's how they've been the whole season. They haven't allowed the long plays. just keep these little short 1 or 2 yard gains, and that's totally what the Bengals want. That's great for them.
So Seibert in the backfield with Zamkar. He's throwing deep. He sees deep. He's throwing deep, and he's way overthrowing. Nice arm on Seibert, but too long for the intended receiver, and that would be Logan Descasoli.
Well, Seibert went against just exactly what I said there. He hasn't tried the long ball. He tries it for the first time there. He does have a cannon. He just showed it off there. But he was double covered. Logan was double covered downfield. And the Bengals, again, they don't allow those big plays.
And he was throwing with the wind, too.
And he was throwing with the wind. That is true.
Yeah. So Seibert's back at it. Seabert's back at it again. He gives it to Zambar. And the Bengals corral him. He gets nothing on that left side. So good job by the Bengals defense, who seems to really have the number of the Bees here in the second half. Again, the lone score in the second half was the kickoff return for a touchdown. Slimp on the tackle, and this will be the last play. That will be the last play of the third quarter. As we head to the fourth quarter, folks, hang in there with us, Bengal Nation. It's coming down to a nail biter. The Benedictine Bengals 7 and the Brecksville Bees 14. We'll be right back. Cut. Did they get that on there? We can-
According to a survey from about a year ago, the top 25 movies to watch when you need a good cry. I'll make it easy for you. For a prize, name just one of the top 10 biggest tearjerker movies from this survey. Just one.
All right, welcome back, folks. As we're on the nail biter going into the fourth quarter here on the first day of October in Northeast Ohio. And we got typical October weather, too. Nice and cool tonight, about 55, 60 degrees, and we got a close ball game. Siebert back to pass, looks over the middle. He's got a man, he throws it, and he gets crushed in between two Bengal defenders. As number 17 was the intended receiver for the Bees, and that's Monty Doubler.
And Ryan Knesny there, the senior, hits the Monty Doubler there with a huge hit. And the Bengals again force another 3 and out. Now the offense needs to awaken here.
Doubler got double hit. And now the Bengals will get the ball back at the beginning with their first possession of the fourth quarter, and see what Coach Privas, Coach Good, and Lucas Kaltenbach can come up with. The ball's going to hit the ground, and it's going to take a Bengal bounce and hit the Bengal on the back. And, oh, my goodness. I think it hit a Bengal in the back, folks, and it's going to be B's ball, 1st and 10. Oh, Bengals ball. Bengals ball. Okay.
So I don't know what they're going to call it right now.
It's Bengals ball. So that is very disappointing. That's why you had a Peter call when the ball hits the ground so guys can stop and locate the ball and get away from it. So the ball doesn't take a wicked bounce and hit a player in the back of the legs or on his back, and therefore the ball is given to the recovering team.
Yeah, what looked to be a great bounce for the Bengals into the Bees territory. It completely backfires as it hits off one of the Bengals' receiving legs. So unfortunate there for the Bengals. Nothing you can really do there. Yeah, you just got to call poison on that ball there.
Right.
And just run as far away as you can from it and just let the Bees down it. But it didn't happen there. And sadly, the Bees get it in the Bengals' territory.
So the defense is back out on the field, and they'll try to go a 3 and out as they will start in Bengal territory at the 49-yard line. Seibert in the backfield.
It's a first
What's
turnover.
up, Carr? Hey, shifts. Man behind Siebert. Turns, gives it to him. He tries the left side. Finds a little bit of hole. Pick up of maybe, looks like 2 yards.
Yeah, that muffed punt, I guess you would have to call it, is a first turnover of the game for either team. So unfortunate again there for the Bengals, and we'll just have to lock up on defense again, and that's how it's been all night.
Siebert in the Brecksville offense. On the line, twins to the left, turns, gives it to the running back up the middle. Brought down immediately. Looked like it was Slimp and Koneski on the tackle, along with Devontae James.
Well, the defense is definitely helping the offense tonight, totally, and they're helping them hopefully to get back on the field there. It's not going to be great field positioning if they stop them here, but this could be the 3rd straight 3 and out for the Bengals if they stop them on this long 3rd down.
Crowd gets into it. They start stomping their feet on the stands. James and Iliano's been out there all night. See if they can get some pressure, though. Siebert back. He throws the ball right through his hands. No receiver, no defenders for the Bengals in the territory after the deflection. And that'll bring us up to 4th down. The Bengals defense hold once again. 10:30 left to go in the game, as it looks like Cloud is going to go back. Cloud is going to go back to return the punt.
Yeah, that pass went off the hands of Taylor Dave Florville and incomplete. Almost picked off by the Bengals. That's the worst thing you can do as a receiver is tip the ball up. That's what Taylor did there. Luckily, it falls to the ground.
Strong wind right now, and the ball is in the wind, and it's taking it. It gets a bee's bounce. And Cloud will let it come to rest, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bengals on the 9-yard line. So the Bengals will be in the shadow of their goal post as they take the ball here in the 4th quarter. And the wind will be at their back. So that's an advantage that they should be able to take note of and can possibly make some plays. But I would like to see them go back to what we did at the beginning of the game and just pound them.
Yeah, just make a slow and methodical drive here. Nothing crazy. Don't test, don't make any risky plays here, and just push in the end zone. You got 10 minutes, 7 seconds here, so they got all the time in the world to do anything they want. For Lucas, he just needs to breathe and stay under control. He doesn't need to force anything right now. He's got 91 yards to drive here, and he'll begin at 1st down.
It can be one of the most memorable drives of his career, and it's so young in his career. He's only in his 6th game of his young career. Coach Good has some firm words for the referee about, I don't know what it is, but he's not happy about something.
Yeah, arguing with the refs here. We'll see.
Coach came by his side to make sure that Coach Good didn't lose his temper and end up getting a penalty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't want to back up the Bengals even further than they are right now.
So good balance on the coaching staff, a good chemistry. The guys really work well together. Nice pass out to the flats as the reach tackle there by the defender, and he's going to get it in the hands to the face as the referee did throw the flag. Ellis on the catch. Tried to get some positive yards, dance around a little bit. I think he might have lost some, but we're going to get some back right here with the penalty.
Yeah, you see him just walking that ball up. Good to see, and I think
it's
going to be an automatic 1st down for the Bengals here.
Yeah.
So they were backed up inside their own 10. Now they'll have a little bit of breathing room just inside the 20, their own 20 here. So we'll see what Lucas can do right now.
So Risa, Gomos, those guys on the interior, we got to control those guys, and the referees weren't set.
I don't see a flag. I don't know what the call is here. I think they're they're just going to talk it out. I don't believe there's a flag on the Bengals or anything. Could be a time issue, or the ball spot could be an issue right now.
Let's see, is it Reeser, Zambonis, Gomos, and Watts? A tough interior line, along with Justin Habig, has been a nuisance for the Bengals all night long. They've been hitting Carlton Bach, Beach. I'll throw Beach in there also. They've been hitting Carlton Bach all night long. The referees have been letting them hit him. I think some of them have been a little late. Too late for me, but referee's opinion is the only one that counts.
I mean, yeah, you got to applaud the Bees' defense here. They've gotten to Lucas, which was the key to the game, and the key to the game for the Bengals was to keep the pressure off Lucas, which they've kind of failed to do here, but they can all make up for it now.
You can see, and there's a nice tackle right there. Reeser again knifing in to gather Maloney and bring him down right away. A loss of 3 yards.
Now, the only good thing about that for the Bengals is it's going to be a 2nd and 3 because of that penalty on the first down. They got an extra couple of yards there to the spot of the foul, I believe. But so now it'll be an easy 2nd and 3, so it's not too punishing here.
That man has got to be accounted for. He just knifed in, and I don't know if I whiffed on a block or what, but he came out of nowhere and made the tackle.
It's been an issue
Carlton
for the
Bach
Bengals.
in the shotgun again. He gives it to Maloney. Maloney can't get outside. Wow. He had a lot of room out there, and I thought he was going to be able to creep through there, but it looks like number 34 was able to get him and trip him up, and that's Beach. The Beach playing a fine game along with Reeser and that fine defensive unit for the Bees.
Well, Chris Maloney's had a great game all day, but he needs to step up here and hopefully get a first down for the Bengals. We'll see if they run it on this short 3rd and 2.
Now it looked like a little mixed up, or they're getting a signal.
Just get the play right. That's all you need.
Got the play. Now it's up to them to execute it. Gets the ball, just gives it to them, and they're smashed right there. He's not going anywhere. Collapse of the entire right side of the offensive line. It's like the Bees knew exactly what we were going to do.
Yeah, I knew they were going to run it there too. It was too predictable, and that's what you can't have as an offense here. And it was about a 1st down and 2 yards, and now it's a 4th and 4, so the Bengals just went backwards right there. And terrible for them, and they'll have to punt it off, and the Bees will unfortunately get in good field position, threatening to score again with 7 minutes, 35 seconds left.
Well, hopefully he can get it up in the air so they can get the win, and he does, and it's going over their head and keep going. And now he catches it, number 15 for the Bees is Schruck. So Schruck able to brings out to the 40-yard line. There is a penalty on the play.
I believe that's just where the ball landed. I think that's just the orange, I guess, marker, I would say. Oh, there's a flag. I apologize. You're right, John. Yeah, I mean, that was a great punt there by A.J. Green. It was about...
he got it up in the air.
Yeah, you can see he's got he cocks it back, and then he takes a long time to get it off. But when the pressure is not on him, you kind of saw him look up, see if there's pressure, and then he just went back down, took his time, and then nailed a long punt. There's going to be a penalty on the Bengals, of course.
It was just a sideline warning.
Oh, it's on both teams. So hopefully it'll just be offsetting.
So it looks like the Bees will get the ball. They're going to mark off the 10 yards. Yeah, they got a holding call on the Bees on the return. The ball bounced around a little bit, took a Bengal bounce. And now the Bees will take over on their own 30-yard line with 7:25 left to go in the ball game. The Bengals need to score. They need a big play. Siebert shifts the offense. He's got 2 receivers on the left, 3 on the right. He looks right. He keeps looking right. He throws right. And the ball almost picked off, but nice breakup, good hands by number 8 for the Bengals.
Yeah, Robert Wesley there, I believe. Or excuse me, Kamari Hayes, number 5 there, the linebacker for the Bengals, the senior linebacker. And I'm surprised Brecksville keeps going with that. The Bees just keep Saber in the backfield alone, and it hasn't really worked for them. That one almost picked off the hands of Kamari, but luckily for them, it falls harmlessly to the ground. There go the Bengals on defense again.
Yeah, forgive me, folks. I thought that was number 8. It's number 5. So Siebert again, counter, right up the middle. He squirts through the hole, and he's brought down hard as number 27, the safety, came up to hit him, Hobbs, and was able to stop him before he got the first down. So this third down, and the Bengals defense has got to get off the field so they can get the offense back on the field so we can get a score. So big play right here is Seibert, who's looked really good tonight, controlling the offense, delivering the ball on time and pretty accurate as the corners switch.
This might be the biggest play of the game so far.
They're going to give it to him. He's got room, and he's going to make it. First down, Bees.
And the Bees finally get a first down here.
That's one of those times where I could really see Kareem Jennings making a play right there, you know, on that end.
Oh yeah,
just turning the play inside and getting penetration in the backfield to come up with a stop. That's what we really missed that young man.
Yeah.
But Cream rises to the top, and these Bengals that's out here on the field right now have played a hell of a game today. And they are continuing to fight. And you see number 10 for the Bengals as they creep away, they go down that same hole, that same side as the Bengals. Number 5 got to be careful. Hayes got to be careful with his effort, a little extracurricular activity after the play. But a good job right there by him and Cam Brown, the junior defensive end. A nice job by number 1, Ryan Konechny, along with 25, Gabriel Boltowski, 24.
Time is becoming a factor now with about 5 minutes, 20 seconds and rolling. The Bees are just going to run the clock here.
There's the defense right there again. Hayes is all over the place. Hayes is playing out of his mind right now. He's been in on the last 3-4 tackles as he's been wreaking havoc on those Bees and trying to get this ball back for the Bengals offense.
Yeah, Kamari's eating up tonight. Another big tackle for him here late in this game as we're about around 4 minutes and 50 seconds and rolling. Again, a long third down for the Bees and a great chance for the Bengals to get a huge stop here.
It's A.J. Slimp looking calculated, flips in the formation. He and Konechny next to each other. Ball's in the middle, and he skirts through, and they stop him. No, he dives forward with a last effort, but his knee was down. The referee is running short of the spot. And there's a flag down.
And they're going to back him up, I believe, here.
So that might be why the hole was so big for the running back, number 2, Zabkar, who has been the workhorse tonight for the Bees, and a critical penalty at a critical time for them during this game as they try to hold on to the ball and sort out the clock. But a big-time holding call pushes them back, and Coach Good will make them do it again.
A rare penalty call against the Bees. We've seen a lot against the Bengals, but not a lot against the Bees. But here the Bengals are playing a lot more discipline in this second half, especially in this fourth quarter. And now they have a big 3rd and 24 to stop.
Cyborg turns and gives it to Zambart. Zambart picks up about 3.
Crazy enough, even though the Bees got a first down on this drive, that whole drive in all netted a total of 0 yards as that penalty backed them up 10. Now they'll be forced to punt it with a 4th and 22 here with 3 minutes and 40 seconds and running.
Clock is the biggest enemy of the Bengals right now. Coach Prevost and Lucas Kaltenbach are have their heads together, come out with an efficient plan to get the ball down the field in the end zone for the Bengals. Ball's kicked short. Cloud forgot it. He got it back. Good job, Cloud. No, they saying he didn't get it back. That's a fight right there. That's a fight. We need that ball. Keep fighting, Cloud. Yes. All right. Way to fight, Cloud.
And a sigh of relief there for the Bengals, as that one could have been terrible.
Man, all kind of things going underneath those piles trying to get that ball. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that could have been the nail in the coffin for the Bengals tonight. But luckily, Eric Cloud muffs that punt, but luckily just jumps on it. And it's Bengals ball at the 41-yard line. Again, you see that wind is howling. It's going to be a benefit for the Bengals here as it's pushing. It will give Lucas a little more power on his arm if his arm wasn't even if it wasn't powerful enough already.
Well, here is a chance for him to have one of his first of many, I know, game-winning drives or tying drives in his young career. As he goes back, got penetration. He's wide open. He was wide open. The ball sailed down the field, got in the wind, and went right through the arms of the receiver, Reed.
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly almost picked off there. It was a bit short on the play. Luke Reed was open, but the pressure got to Lucas, and he made an ill-advised throw there to Reed. He was open, but he couldn't get that power under it because the pressure was so bad. He was still kind of running backwards there. It's crazy to see that arm power that he has, though, to even get it that far.
But yeah, no, it looked like he got it when he got it there. The Reed just got distracted by the defender. It hit him right in the chest. Patowski in motion. Reed looks left, looks right, throws right. Number 2, Zamkar on the defense.
And that honestly could have been 2 back-to-back interceptions by the Bengals there, but luckily they'll get a third chance here with a long 3rd and 10, and it looks like Lucas will have to pass it again.
Well, this is a 2-down possession now, so we got to at least pick up, I would say, 5 to 7 yards. We got to get the right personnel in there. Cloud not available right at the right time, but he's out there now. Plenty of time left on the play clock. Kaltenbach in the pistol, Maloney behind him, twins on both sides.
The Bengals can't take a timeout here. That'll be a huge waste for them, but they got to get this play off.
They got to hold him. They got to hold him, and they blitz, and he throws it, and he's open, and he catches it. And that's Ellis on the catch.
And you talked about that 5 to 7 yard gain. They got about 4 there, so it's going to be about a 4th and 6. And yep, Lucas will stay out there for the Bengals as there's 2 minutes and 54 seconds and rolling here. Huge play now.
So Kaltenbach hanging in the pocket, delivering the ball. Good catch by Ellis. 4th down, and they got to get to the 50-yard line or further.
Line's got to hold here. They got to stop this pass
There's a
rush.
blitz. They're all coming, and they bring him. And he comes in clean. He throws it, but he throws it too high. Too high. So the blitz read didn't give him opportunity for him to get the ball there. The running back looked like he was trying to slide into the hole to get the linebacker to put pressure on Kaltenbach, but he had to come too far back to the right. When you see the linebacker coming, you know they're coming. You just got to sit right there next to the quarterback. Let him get behind you, and then you step right in front of him. Don't take too big a step left or right, because you see where the guy's coming. You got to just give the quarterback enough room to get his depth, and then step in front of him and absorb the blow. Give him a little bit more time. I think we would have had a completion on that play to Williams had Kaltenbach had the time to throw.
Yeah, Jace Ellis, you can see he's frustrated on the sideline. Bengals are facing their first 0-7 start in school history.
So Siebert turns, gives it to Zamkar, and he's turning his legs, and he picks up 6. As they will milk the clock, and there's 2 minutes approach left in the ball game. Bengals fought hard tonight. Not over just yet, but just too many mistakes to overcome. And the biggest mistake ended up in the scoring play, I think, on the kickoff return, where people, where the kickoff coverage team lost their responsibilities and let them get downfield.
Yeah, I mean, there's 150 left, and I don't know why the Bengals aren't calling a timeout here. They need to get this ball back with time, but they won't call it. I'm guessing they want to give Lucas a timeout in case they do get a stop here, but I don't know what they're doing.
They got all 3 timeouts. And Zamkar takes the ball, and he'll go down right there. Now there's the first timeout.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really know the call there, though. Coach Good should have called one on that second down there, but they milked about 30 seconds off the clock, if more, and if the Bengals will get it with such short time, I guess they will have a timeout left if they do stop them here.
So third down, and you better believe the offense and Siebert for the Brecksville Bees will be keeping the ball on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, they're just going to want to keep that clock rolling, or at least force the Bengals to use a timeout. They're going to have to get on the ground, and here we go. The Bengals have to step up again. This defense is forced to make a huge play here on this short 3rd and 3, and hopefully they can force a punt, and hopefully it goes to the end zone to give the Bengals a little room on offense.
I wouldn't be surprised, even if the Bees decided to run 2 plays and not punt.
Yeah, that would be surprising. I think it all kind of depends what they do right here.
Mm-hmm.
They might want to just stuff the Bengals deep, but yeah, that's definitely a possibility. And that would definitely
take a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, that would end this game essentially here.
Especially if they keep the ball on the ground, it would make us take our time out. So Siebert in the backfield turns, gives the Zamkar, and no, he keeps it. And he's going to get the first down and slide down and pretty much put this game away as we burn our second timeout. Give us 1 remaining.
Well, this is the time when Coach Good and the defense is telling them to punch that ball out, get it on the ground. You need a turnover now. That's the only chance the Bengals will be able to get that ball back and try to win this game. Again, they're facing that 0-7 start. It's looming in the air. So, and it's never happened in Bengals history. The last time they've went winless was 0-6 in 1932. That was only the 4th season that Benedictine football was even around. So Bengals are definitely going to be disappointed if they can't pull this one off.
Yeah, that was a long, long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been a perfect storm this year with the youth, the toughness of the schedule. Now we have an injury to one of the key players, the lack of playing experience. I mean, we only, out of 320 points that we scored last year, I believe only 34 of those points came back this year. So that's a lot of experience, a lot of coaching. So got a great group of young men that's willing to keep working and learn, compete, and that's what we're going to do for the rest of the season, whether we get out of here with a victory or not. Zamkar on the run on the left side, tried to stay in bounds, but he gets out of bounds as he tried to sit down. But the referee called him out of bounds, and it looks like the coach is really teed off the Bees. He said, what does the guy got to do? He sits down before he goes out of bounds, and you call him out?
Well, that's actually a bad play by Zabkar if he did get out of bounds, because it stops the clock. So
that's why he's tried to sit down.
Yeah, in that play, he should have just jumped right on the ground to keep that clock rolling and essentially put it out of the reach for the Bengals. But now there's a possibility the Bengals can get the ball back with little time.
I'm sure they'll call a timeout right after this play. And there's timeout.
Yeah, so you hear the fans chanting, "Take the ball," and yeah, that's all they got to do. I mean, I'm hoping Coach Good and the rest of the team is telling them just punch at that ball, try to get it out, on the ground, and you can see the running backs for the Bees just have two hands on it. They're doing anything they can to prevent that from happening, but that's really the only way the Bengals can win this game here. They will get it back. If they get a stop here, they can get it back with around maybe 30 seconds, maybe a little more, but that really depends, you know, on if they can get a stop here. And again, you go back to that fourth down a little bit earlier, Seibert making a smart play, and the offensive coordinator for the Bees, having him run for the first time today really was very smart. A design run, and it caught the Bengals totally off guard, and they got the first down.
Yeah, that was a very, very timely play. Good call by the offensive coordinator of the Bees, but it seemed like all night the Bees, along with the mistakes that the young Bengals have been making tonight, their coaching staff has really put their players in a position to execute and slow down Lucas Kaltenbach and that offense, especially when we had good tempo and we were going strong. So 3rd down and 8. Seibert in the shotgun. He's got motion by Dascali. Dascali is a good talented runner. He's got to get him down on the ground, and they get him down on the ground. So it'll be 4th down and about 3 yards, but I think what the Bees are going to do is they're going to just take their time and maybe even take a penalty and back up 5 yards and try to run time off all the way down to about 20 seconds left to go in the game when they hand the ball over to the Bengals.
Yeah, honestly, they might even try to run it here for a 1st down. And even if they run it, they're wasting a lot of clock here for the Bengals. So they might, I don't know what they're doing. It looks like they might
call a timeout
because
the coach is standing right next to the rest.
So we'll see what they do. It's a 4th and 4 here. And then there you go with timeout with 21 seconds exactly left here. You just see the utter disappointment in the Bengals defense right there on your screen, and utter shock here as.
Yeah, we thought this was a game that we could win. You know, we thought that mentally, you know, we were right, we were ready. The challenge, you know, you got to have a short memory in this sport. So forgetting about those first 5 games and how they ended, thinking about just the great efforts that you put out on the field so far this season, and try to bottle those up and concentrate on those. But just too many errors tonight for the Bengals. Too many penalties, and like you said, only 1 turnover. Just factored into the Bengals falling short so far.
Yeah, the offensive line of the Bengals did not help them at all. Help Lucas. He was pressured all night, and that's what kept them from scoring more points.
All right, Seibert gives a zap car. No, he keeps it, and it looks like he is going to go down, get the 1st down, and go down, and having the responsibilities. You got to have the responsibilities. That defensive end has got to stay home. He has got to stay home, and twice he got burnt on that. Again, I think those are plays that Jennings would have been there to thwart. And they're going to let the clock run out. And there we go, folks. We're at 0-0. And congratulations to the Brecksville-Broadview Bees. Fine played game as the Bengals fought hard and tough, but came up short for our 6th loss in a row to keep this a winless season for the Bengals and Coach Good.
Yeah, for the first time in Bengals history, they are 0-7. Unable to get the offense going tonight was another key factor. The offensive line struggled. The defense stood up when they needed to. But the offense did not help them out. They did not complement them at all. And unfortunately, the Bengals will fall to their 7th straight loss this season. And they're facing now, sadly, they got to go to Erie to take on Cathedral Prep, and that's no easy task. Then they got the infamous Hoban, which is, they got them at home, which is, they're still one of the best teams in the state. And then they got Nordonia. So it's a scary thought, but they could be facing an 0-10 season here. And it's just the disappointment. And it's really sad to see in all the Bengal faces right now. It's the territory that we haven't seen in a long time. This is always a historically great football team, but this year it just hasn't gone their way.
No, it hasn't. Like you said, the youth, tough schedule, combinations don't bode well for a successful season, but these young men have fought hard and strong, and they've stayed together. along with the coaching staff, and they'll keep fighting, and we'll come out and see them play next week, as they will, like you said, travel to Erie, PA to play Erie Prep. And I believe they are ranked in the state over there pretty high, as they always have a fine program. So tonight, Coach Good and the Bengals couldn't get it done. Broadview, Brecksville Bees pull off the victory, and I believe they win their second game of the season.
Yeah, they're 2-4 now.
So those are happy campers over there. We'll strap it on and get it to practice this week and get back at it so we can have a formidable showing in Erie, PA, and give that team all that they can handle and some.
Yeah, again, about 3 years ago, the Bengals did go up there, and they were underdogs. They were even, some of the own Bengal fans were actually talking against them or speaking against them, saying they weren't good enough to beat Erie Prep. But they did it 3 years ago. Let's see if they can bring that underdog mentality again and beat them at their home stadium once again.
So for Good and Kenny here at Euclid High School Football Stadium, 1st of October, beautiful night. Didn't turn out well for the Bengals, but we'll see you next time on the Benedictine High School media broadcast. Everybody have a good time, good night, be safe. And Aiden, say goodbye.
Good night, Bengal fans.
Good night.